Music is my first language. My mom tells me that even before I could talk, she would find me in the crib singing along to the radio. My mom is from the Dominican Republic, and she has a really big family. When I was little, whenever we would get together, I would dance salsa with her family, and I remember dancing with my grandmother, my aunt, my mom, and my dad. I even remember having dance-offs with my uncle. Then I got older and I stopped dancing, unless people made me do it, and because it was just too embarrassing. So when I was 5 years old, I started kindergarten at the special music school. I played piano, and over 9 years, I learned about music theory, music history, and classical music. It's given me a super strong foundation. On the piano, I love to play romantic music by Liszt and Chopin, and it's just because it just gives so much emotion, and I'm able to use my emotions to play it. And in special music school, it's a great school, but it's hard. A lot of stress practicing and pushing myself. In 5th grade, I had the chance to leave and go to another middle school, but I stayed. I didn't want to give up. I wanted to prove to my teachers and staff that I can get through it and not quit. I'm proud of myself, and I was able to continue and graduate. I spent a lot of my time practicing, and there's a real difference between practicing and playing. Practicing is when you make something feel like a burden to you, Rish. And I remember once I was practicing, and my dad came in, and you could tell my heart wasn't into the music. And he told me, "Bryan, you need to play the music, not practice the music." And he stood up on a chair and had me stand on one too. And we sang the melody I was practicing back and forth to each other, just to feel more free. My dad is a detective in the NYPD, and he's always loved to sing. I love to sing too. At school, his friends used to tell me that I had singing-itis. I would sing all the time and everywhere. Music has been a part of my whole life, but last year was when my whole life changed. I was in the 8th grade, and there was a lot of pressure, especially going through the high school process. I went all over the city looking at Bard, Brooklyn Tech, Millennium, Bronx Science, Stuyvesant. I had to figure out where I wanted to go and whether I wanted to continue to focus on music. I felt really stuck. And then that's when my mom and dad split up, which made everything harder because then I had to make a lot of the choices by myself. I fell into a deep depression, and I spent a lot of my time that year upset and angry, and I closed myself up into a little world. Playing the piano started feeling like a burden to me, and I stopped singing. What was the point if there was no one to hear me? I spent a lot of my time listening to other people's music, hearing their pain. I spent a lot of my time dealing with my pain by writing poems, most of them depressing. I felt like a cup with a little hole in the bottom. I desperately tried to find things that would fill me up, but everything kept draining away, and I felt empty again. Music helped fill me up. I listened to a lot of rap music, but playing music was another thing. I didn't feel the same connection anymore. As I thought about high schools, I sometimes felt that if I chose to go to an academic school, I would just get away from music. And I think my dad noticed. I remember on a phone call when he said, "Bryan, music is a part of you, no matter what. No matter how hard you try to push it away, it'll always be there." And this summer, I really wanted to break out of my shell, not just stay in a little box. I really wanted to be free to explore without people judging me. I decided to go to RCT, the Riverdale Children's Theater. And even though didn't want to, I forced myself. I was in a program for acting, singing, and dancing. And I was a little scared to go because of what other people might think. But I thought that's exactly why I should go. I found everyone there loving and so friendly, and what I loved the most was dancing again. I had a great teacher, and she was tough and amazing, and she made me not afraid to try something new. I just started high school a couple weeks ago, and I made the choice to go to LaGuardia High School to study voice. I'm singing again. Here's a song I sang for my LaGuardia audition. It's called Edelweiss. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me, blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Thank you.